Welcome to Natural Habitat Adventures Daily Dose of Nature. Today's presentation, Humpback Whale Conservation, Saving Mexico's Gentle Giants, is brought to you by NatHab Expedition Leader Karel Beets. A little bit more about our presenter. Karel is a marine biologist and co-founder of the nonprofit Ecology and Conservation of Whales, who began his career as a naturalist and conservationist in 1991 and served as co-founder and past president of the Mexican Association of Ecotourism and Adventure Travel. He completed his master's degree in sustainable development and tourism and leads monarch butterfly, humpback whale, and sea turtle expeditions. Karel combines his marine biology expertise and extensive knowledge of Mexico's wildlife with his avid birdwatching and scuba diving skills to guide travelers throughout his native Mexico. Thank you for being here today, Karel. Over to you.
Yeah, hello everybody. We are glad to present what I do in Puerto Vallarta, and this is a part of my life. So I have this presentation. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, at the end. And we're going from Puerto Vallarta to different parts of the North Pacific, talking about the humpback whales. So, well, this is me, with a humpback whale on the back. Our season is in the winter, so every winter is what I do is going search for whales, doing some research, and also rescuing whales. So that is me. But before getting to all the topics, I just want to let you know that Mexico is very big in biodiversity, and especially in marine mammals. We have 9 of the great whales, including 8 mysticetes and 1 odontocetes. Probably you hear about the Sea of Cortez. The Sea of Cortez is the Jacques Cousteau, they call it the aquarium of the world. And where I live in Banderas Bay is the beginning or the end of the Sea of Cortez, and we have all these marine giants like the blue whale. But today we're going to be concentrated on we're talking more about what I do for humpback whales. Just to let you know that in Mexico, marine mammals are protected by federal law, and especially the mysticeti whale. So for those that they don't know what's the name of the humpback whale coming from, the scientific name is Megaptera nevoanglei. Megaptera means the animal with the big wings, or big wings, because the pectoral fin is like a big wing. And New England is the first proper research, and the first when they find these whales in the ocean. So the scientific name is Megaptera nevoanglei, but people know us as the humpback whale. They call it humpback whale because the way when the whale is diving, is getting to the ocean, they show like a little humpback. So the nickname, or they call it, is the humpback whale. That's why they're coming through. This is very unique because it's a migration species, come from different parts of the world. So they are all over the world. They are in the south hemisphere and the north hemisphere, and also it's a migratory whale. So they're on the feeding grounds on the North Pacific, and we have it in the winter, which is they're going to start arriving in the winter, and we call it the reproduction area or mating zones. So if you look at this map, you can see the blue dots are the feeding grounds, and the pink ones are the mating grounds or reproduction areas. But we have it in almost all the ocean, probably from the set of the Mediterranean. But that's the distribution and the migration route. And it's It's very interesting to know, especially in the North Pacific, the routes where they go. So a lot of the whales that are from in Banderas Bay, they go to California, Oregon, and Washington are the main oceans or the main areas they go and the feeding grounds. But some they could go as far as Russia, and some they could go to Alaska, and you will see where they go. But by showing this picture, I want to show you the we have a really strong for the identification catalog. So we give names to those. We give codes and names. For example, we have these codes here, but also we have La Bonita and Fingers. There's whales that we put nicknames according to the design of the tail of the flukes. So you can see by this map the different migration routes and the different areas that they cover. So if you live in the north, on the breeding grounds, you can see probably this behavior. I don't see this behavior very often because the whales, they don't feed in Mexico. They have a very nice diet. They eat in the summer and they stop eating until they go back to the feeding grounds. But they use different feeding techniques. One is do the bubble netting. The other one is like smashing the surface, looking for plankton and krill and small sardines. They have ballenas. These are the ballenas, and actually they use it as a filter. So they swallow everything inside this giant throat, and then later on with the tongue they push the water out, and in the balloons they collect all the food. So that's very. And when I'm talking about they're on the feeding grounds, they're constantly feeding because they want to take the advantage of all the food that is available there. And this is more what I see on the mating grounds. There's also different activities there. The mating grounds also are kind of areas where the males start competing each other. They mark a territory. They move around. Also, the mothers, they have the calves. But I want to show you these pictures so you can see the different behaviors. Like this is where everybody when it goes on a whale watching tour wants to take a picture of a humpback whale breaching, or the pectoral slabs, or the flukes. Especially the flukes for us, the internal part is very important for identification. But every day when we go into the ocean, it's a new experience and it's a new surprises. But all this behavior has a reason, and I'm going to explain in detail what they do. But mainly they are playing, or for communication, or it could be aggression, or even if it's sometimes you see a whale breaching is want to take some parasites off of the body. So for those that are not familiar, where is Banderas Bay or where is the specific area in Mexico, if you look, this dark patch is the state of Jalisco, and Banderas Bay is like in the middle part. So it's in the middle part of Mexico, it's on the Pacific. Like I said, it's the entrance of the Sea of Cortez, or the very end part of the Sea of Cortez, and it's a very productive area and very important for whales, for other species as well. But today we're gonna talk more about the humpback whale. That is what I do more research and I work on. But also there are bright whales. There are also gray whales that are staying more in Baja California. But you know, they always, when you go in the ocean, they give you surprises, and sometimes you see other species as well, like dolphins or even killer whales when we're going out. But just to give you directions where we are. Oops. Okay, so something that is very unique is to see the competition groups. Competition groups means when more than 3 whales are the males are competing. Only is one female in these groups, and the males are kind of competing in order to earn the rights of the mating rights at the end with the female. So they do they start as these competition groups. There is a lot of movement. There's movement under the water, but also on the top, and the whales are kind of pushing each other, move the tails, use the pectoral fins, and they could be small groups with just 3 whales, kind of competing, one female and 2 males. But also they could be larger groups, and they can continue for hours. I mean, it's not just a brief fighting. They could be these competitions for even 5 hours continuously. There's a lot of use of energy, so they use a lot of energy when they do that. But at the end, it's kind of a natural selection. The most strongest male is normally what at the end stays with the female. But so it's a very unique thing to see these mating groups. And also, this only happens on the mating grounds in the south. Something that also is very fantastic is the relation and mothers and a calf. So the calves, they born in Mexico after 12 months of gestation. So that means that these whales are made in Mexico and born in Mexico the next season, 12 months later. The calves, when they're born, they weigh as a ton, and they're almost like 10 to 16 feet long. So and they always stay with the mother. The first 5 months are crucial, because it's when the calf needs to feed from the milk, get enough size to do the migration back, and also when the calf borns, they don't have a thick skin. They have a very little skin. So if they're born in the cold water, that baby could die by hypothermia. But so the other reason that the calves they born in the south is because the water is more friendly, it's warmer. Also, they choose the bays like my bay, because it's a shallow water, less currents, and it's a perfect environment to avoid predators. To the calf to learn how to swim and to be with their mother. So always when you see a calf, there's gonna be the mother. But sometimes you get the surprises. That is a third whale called the scored whale that I'm going to explain you that. This is some of the pictures that we take when we're going on the field. So and the calves are playing in order to learn more techniques to swim. Also, they imitate the mother swims and the movements, and they're always together. So that's a really nice thing to see. Normally in a season we have like 12 calves around the season, and in different times. But when we go, we look for mating groups, we look for mothers and calves, and also other behaviors. So this is what we call it the scored whale. Some people they ask me if there's why is a third whale if it's the father of the calf, and it's not really the father of the calf. It's another whale, a male whale that is kind of opportunistic. It's almost if the mother is available to mate, it's going to try. But at the same time, it's kind of escorting, it's kind of helping or taking care of the mother and a calf, but it's not necessarily the father of the calves. So if you see this picture on the lower part, you can see the mother, the calf always with the mother, and the third whale is a scored whale. By seeing this picture, you can see the size of the mother and the size of the calf. So that's enormous difference of size. But the calves are going fast. So the calves are growing fast. So almost in 1 year, they get the medium-sized whale. But anyway, oops. Something that is also really unique, and we provide some hydrophones on the boats, is to hear the whale songs. Only the males, they sing songs, only in the mating grounds. And these songs are, I'm Mexican, and I have to tell you, this is probably like a big serenata. So we don't know if they sing by calling the attention of the female, or they sing to mark a territory. There's still some mysteries on that, but definitely we know that it's a sing, and it's a complete composition. They can sing like 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and they sing upside down, and they keep singing in order to do this kind of behavior, just or probably mark a territory, or probably let know the females that are around in the bay. There's a male there that is singing. And because all of them, they sing the same song, sometimes there are singers with more experience, because there are more time has been doing this than others. But all of them, according to the records of the songs, and they sing the same song. So it's quite a unique behavior. And sometimes we're going out into the ocean at night, because it's less sound pollution by other boats, and because it's not too much to see, we concentrate more our ears in hearing. So it's really nice to hear the whale songs and to get in that world. So I recommend one time to do that. Okay, this is what I do when I'm not guiding. I'm the member of I'm the founder member of this local no-profit organization called Ecology and Conservation of Whales. Is based in Banderas Bay in Puerto Vallarta, and we have 4 lines of work. One is the photo identification catalog. The other one is sustainable whale watching. The other one is environmental education with the local communities and kids. And our 4th project is the rescue of whales that are entangled on a fisherman net. And I'm going to explain all of this, but together with my wife and the team of volunteers and people that works in Ecovac, we do all this. And it's a no-profit organization, and we fund it by donations, but also by projects that we do with other bigger NGOs, like the World Wildlife Fund and other groups. Anyway, something that also moves us to do this is if the whales are healthy, is kind of the ocean is healthy. It's kind of there are like the indicators to see if the ocean is healthy. So and I'm gonna explain you this one soon. And also they have the ecological importance in the environment. The whales. It's not only for whale watching. They have other different importance in the area. So this is, for example, the whales are kind of contain all the dioxide of carbono, the CO2. So when they when they feed, and they have also like for example, one whale could absorb the same amount of 1,000 trees. So it's a big contribution, and also by the phytoplankton, they kind of fertilize the ocean. I can explain in a different chart. And they fertilize the ocean. There's more like phytoplankton, and the phytoplankton also absorb the carbon oxides. So here's what I mean about what they do in the ocean. Not only the humpback whales, also the other whales they do, blue whales and sperm whale. But imagine that this is the ocean, this is the whale, and first the whale, there is going upside down, down and up all the time. So they move a lot of the nutrients and the tides from the bottom part to the upper part. Then when they are pooping, they're kind of fertilized. There are a lot of nutrients and iron and phosphatus, and that's a good source of food of the phytoplankton. Then the zooplankton, that is probably I'm getting too much technique, but the zooplankton is more like the krill and other stuff that feed from the phytoplankton. So that makes very productive, and that's the start of the feeding chain. So in terms of the whales, kind of they produce their own feed, or they produce the conditions to make us to have more food. So there's sometimes there are people, especially I want to say countries, but some people, the whaling countries, sometimes say, oh, the whales are taking away all our fish, and it's wrong. The whales actually, they could, by their own behavior of feeding and moving in the ocean, they could they fertilize the ocean, and it reaches the ocean in order to have more fish and start a food chain. Anyway, even when the whale dies, all the carbon oxides that is in their bodies, they bury it into the ocean. So it's a big contribution in terms also monetary contribution. So the International Whaling Commission, they just put numbers. Some people want to see numbers. They said that the value of a whale alive is around $2 million or even more. They could do it also for the whale watching industry, but also to improve the productivity in the ocean, and also to contain tons of CO2 buried in the ocean. And by doing this, especially increasing the production of phosphatus in the ocean, they give more krill, and having more krill is more fish industry. So they just to give you numbers in case the value of a whale alive. And bueno, so now I'm gonna talk about the different lines of work that we do, and how we start. We start first with a photo identification catalog. So it's you will see in detail what it is, but it's one of our first lines of work is researching. Because if you don't know the species or you don't do research, how will you answer the questions? The other one is environmental education. We always, by working in a community and sharing the information and involve the local people, is very important in order to get the guidelines for conservation. Another one, and this is more working directly, is sustainable ecotourism. Just yesterday, we give a workshop for the fishermen, but not the fishermen more, but I used to be fishermen, but the captains of the boats that do the fleet of the whale watching. That now we share all this information, and and also the information about the guidelines of whale watching. So this is a big project. And the last project that I was going to talk is the RAVEN. RAVEN is the network of disentangled whales in Mexico. But I'm going one by one. Okay, first, this is the research, is photo identification, and if you see the tails here, or the flukes, they go for completely white designed to completely dark tail. And there's different designs in the shapes, and sometimes they have even bites from killer whales or from damage the tail. So all these designs help us to talk about individual whale. So we have a category that goes from 5 categories, from very white one to the very black one, and also the shapes are important. So far we started a long time ago. So we just film photographs, and we do matchings here in the computer, and then we know the history about each whale. So they give us information about the abundance, the migratory routes, the migration cycle, the time they stay in the base, the number of calves they arrive. And this was in 2023. We have around 360 and 600 identification. Today we are almost to 4,000 identified whales. By mean identified whales, that means they're in a database with information. We know if this whale was with a mating group, or if it's a mother with a calf, or if it's a new arrival. So all that information is there. So we take a lot of pictures, and we compare a lot of pictures, and we have all this registration, but that means about the research. So we have a really interesting interesting information. So with this one, we call it fantasmin. In Spanish, it's like the ghost. Now, because Halloween is coming, we have this example. So if you look with your imagination and you see this part of the whale, the right part, there's like a ghost face there. So we know fantasmin from 1997, so we know it a long time ago. We know that it's a male. We know that it's a male that also comes pretty often to the bay, likes to compete in groups here, and also feeds in California. So that's a lot of information just came from a picture of that. And here, guys, is what I do all the time. I'm gonna put this video, and you will try to find yourselves fantasmin in this group of whales. So when we go into the ocean, normally this is with a drone, so it's nice to see it. But we look for the sprouts first, the sprouts of the whale, And then we are ready with the cameras, kind of hunting to get the tails. And then when it's ready, we take a picture there. And then another whale is going out, and we take a picture there. And the last one, I hope you saw it, that was Fantasmin. But that's what we do. We go into the ocean, we look for tails, and the tails gives a lot of information, and we share it with platforms like, we call it Happy Whale, and we have our own catalog here in Banderas Bay, but also we share that information with the Splash, with other researchers, especially in the North Pacific. So we know, like Telaraña, this whale from 1997, actually Telaraña was in Russia, and they do a long migration to Banderas Bay, where I live. Or we have another whale, we call it, this one doesn't have a name, but has a code, 3BB070. We know it from 2001. But this one in particular is very interesting because it goes to Nicaragua, because it's a population that goes also a little bit more south to Nicaragua, and it's a smaller population, and according to the information that we have, is more in danger than other populations that we know. Okay. So this is me with my team and with my wife. We use this kind of boats. We call the panga boats. We put signs of we are in a research, and we going around the bay. It's like at least 7 to 8 hours, and navigating along the bay, getting all this information that we're talking about. So we start before, but doing the whole around the bay, we start in 2020. We also have the supports of local tour operators, some non-profit organization, some local local sponsors, and we have this wonderful research. So this is like the bay. The bay is like 25 miles from Puerto Vallarta to the end, 30 miles from point to point. And for example, the pink dots are the mothers and the calves, and the blue dots are adults, could be in a mating group or just traveling or singing. But now all this information, we know where is the distribution and where we have to put some effort to protect the whales. So that's important information. This is again the study. Now we are also working very strong with ship strikes, whales that they are, unfortunately, because it's a bay that also there are boats, and sometimes they go on the fast speed, and they could crash a calf or a mother or just a whale, as the adult whale. So the problem is especially boats where they are navigating in fast speed, and now, believe it or not, using cellular phones, like the same problem in the cars. We have it with captains on boats, and sometimes they get distracted and they could crash the boat. So we have some suggestions to avoid that, and some information. So I'm gonna play a video. Sometimes these videos are in Spanish, but it has the titles in English. So I'm gonna give you, like, you can read it, or if you are Spanish speaking. But that's a fast boat, but it's not the same boat, but it's also the same idea. And also there was the boat that was also in Bahia de La Paz. They crashed a whale with a tourist on board. Because no. So anyway, the whales are very coastline, and so to avoid that, you have to go slowly, and also with someone that are looking in the ocean if it's a whale, and has more and more precaution on whale season, on whale watching season, when especially with their calves. The calves, they don't have the same reflex, and they could be like in trouble if it's a speedboat. It's getting there. So we have this beautiful campaign that also we promote in Las Marinas, and to less speed and more life. So we have this video that we show you often to the captains. We put some banners in the entrance of the marinas, and also we put it also in the buses, the local buses in Mexico, so they can see that advertising. And we did this video in order to know about the problem and to do something. So that's why it's important, the research, to know the problem, but also you have to do something. And with this campaign, we call it less speed, more lives. So if we use this map, we can see the Marietas Islands here. We saw the bay, and this is the thesis of one of the students, and put together our database with where are the whales normally, and with the satellite pictures where normally the boats are. And finally, this is the result, and we know the areas that we have to double care, and we slow down in order to avoid that. This is in Los Cabos San Lucas. I don't know if you've been in Baja, but Los Cabos is a popular destination in Mexico, and also on the whale season, that is also in the winter, they have a big area, a big concentration of boats and big concentration of whales. So we do this campaign, and we use this logo, and we recommend people to go 10 knots. 10 knots is slow, to be honest, but if you go to 15 to 18 in the areas when there normally are whales, you could be enough to avoid. So this is what I mean about the campaign and what we do. This is a door in La Marina. We use these banners, and we do that. This is the workshops. Actually, I was telling you that yesterday was the one in Banderas Bay, in the state of Jalisco, and the captains of the boats need to attend this workshop. So we give general information about the whales, but also we talk about the guidelines. These guidelines are mandatory in terms of the distance you need to approach, how many boats with one whale. If you don't have a permit to whale watching, you have to be in a longer distance. But it's a work that you really need to do it to the people that is in the ocean. So that's why we going together with the captains of the boats or the guides of the boats to know about the problems of if it's too many people watching the whales at the same time or very close. So these are the guidelines of whale watching in Mexico. Gray whales are different behavior because the gray whales are in lagoons, and actually the gray whales approach to you from the boat. So this is more applies for humpback whales that are in constantly movement. But this is the regulation. And now our second line of work is environmental education. So we have an inflatable whale. We call it Cuicani, that is a Mexican name. And then we have a La Bonita, the beautiful, that is a bigger whale. So we go into markets or to schools and we inflate our whales, and we give talks like this one. Sometimes also to funding ourselves, we sell all kinds of souvenirs, and so we go to different places. Also in the ocean, we take the boats and we go into for the private fleet, and we share this information. And so we do a lot of environmental education. It's very important to involve the children. We go to schools, and it's very, very unique when we bring our inflatable whale. Bueno, so we are fine on time. This is something that we are very proud to present. I'm one of the trainers that they do the Raven team. Raven team is the Mexican network of disentangle of whales that are trapped in a fisherman net. So if you see the upper picture on the right, you will see this whale that has some buoys and has a fisherman net. So sometimes those fisherman nets could come from a very far away from even like lobster tramps coming from California, or crab tramps coming from Alaska. But also we have these local tramps, which is more for local fishing. So this is a problem. The other problem is also the marine debris, all the ghost nests. They are not have a use anymore, but they are waste in the ocean, or the garbage and things. So the whales, they could get trapped in this. So we have special teams. We have 17 teams right now, and we have been working together with International Whaling Commission and with the Center of Coastal Studies in Provincetown, Massachusetts, and to do the same safety technique to disentangle a whale. So we use this logo, nice yellow black, with a hand taken out of a net. We already 20 years working on disentangle. We have 17 teams and almost 200 volunteers in the Pacific. And I show you a map. And I show you actually a video. I'm going to show you a video with a little of the history. So 20 years we start to do this. And this is the history of Raven, and of 20 years of evolution, because we start with one whale in 2004, and now we are all over the Pacific. So these are the pictures. This is my wife Astrid, and is the coordinates the network. And those pictures are from the first rescue in 2004. These are the different teams, starting from Oaxaca, the south, and all the way to Bahia de Los Angeles and San Felipe in the north, almost the close border to California. So we use a special technique, special tools. We are doing safely. We don't want people in the water trying to do their own rescues. So we have a team in each these destinations, and it's also really unique work, because we work as a team. So we work with Mexican authorities like the Navy or the environmental police. These are pictures of them. So we use also buoys to slow the whale and also to drag the net. And this video was dedicated for all the teams and all the volunteers, because we don't pay to do that. He also works with a volunteer. And this is different organizations. We work with fire rangers. Bueno, so I hope you like the video, but just to give you, this is our sour team that is in Oaxaca, and then we have Manzanillo, Banderas Bay, San Blas, Mazatlan, Los Cabos, La Paz, and San Felipe was the more northern one. We just this year have a new team in Cabo Pulmo, a big diving destination, because it's in between Cabo San Lucas and La Paz. That is happens. Something of the rules. The first rule is don't get in the water. Sometimes this is a fisherman in Oaxaca that used to jump to try to recover the nest, but he was in a biggest danger. This is the telephone. We have like a 100 911 is the phone, but for whales only, to report like the whales. And here's another video. We use this one for more to people to how to report, because for us it's very important how the people report. Like if you're in the ocean and you see a whale entangled, how to report to us in this the telephone that we have. So I hope you like it. So we put first a line that we call the working line. It has a little buoy. We do it to the grapple that we. So people, they need to report us, sharing the location, and then the team is like the fire brigade. The team needs to go really quick as possible to find the whale and release them. But we need photos to find the whale, of course, because it's not that easy to find the whale in the ocean. And of course, the whales, they move. And we have cutting knives at the end to cut the ropes and to release the turtle, to release the whale. Okay. More than 100 whales. Now we are in 105 whales that we are already rescued so far. But also, and that's the different teams all over, more than 200 members. That's again the phone number. A lot of sailing fleets from Americans or Canadians that come down to Mexico to our winter here as well. They come in the sailing boats, so we do get reports for them. Bueno, so we are, these are the rescues that we did the last season. We use these boats, we call the rescue boats, and also we work as a team. We include park rangers, the Mexican Navy, the local tour operators, local NGOs. So in order to make a team and to make this effort for rescue, and so far this program has been growing, and we're getting a lot of supports. So this is just almost the closing part, and it is critical to continue study and working with projects for humpback whales conservation and protection in order to enjoy this wonderful species for many more years. So that's a little bit of what we do here in Banderas Bay and different parts of Mexico, especially in the Pacific. And this is just our web page. Thanks to you guys to listen. And probably we're gonna be open for questions if you have. And that's more or less what I bring for you today.
Karel, thank you so much. That was wonderful and so inspiring to see how involved you are in whale conservation. Not only are you helping to research and identify them, but to also see your teams saving them and rescuing them. Like that's cool. That is very hands-on conservation work. So thanks first and foremost for what you do and for also presenting to us today. So everyone, we have the last few minutes here for Q&A. So if you have any questions, please put them in the control panel there in the questions box, and we will see how many we can get through. Oh, great here. So we do have a lot of biology-based questions. At what age do humpback whales mature, and what is the average lifespan of a humpback whale?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Well, the average span of a humpback whale is around 70 years, 70. There's other whales like the bowhead whale that lives in the very north in the very cold waters that also could live to 200 years. But the average of humpback whales is 70. Then the whales are both sexual mature or more mature when they are getting around the 7 years. With the calves, they really grow fast. The first 5 months are crucial, but then 1 year is very important to stay with the mother. But after a year, the calf is on their own, and now they could swim, do the migration back, and go to the feeding grounds alone and feed from itself. So that's more or less the lives. Of course, if it's a better years when there are more food and better conditions, the females are more into the mating. They can have calves almost every year, but normally they have calves every 2 years.
Fantastic, thank you. Does your team use AI to help match tail flukes?
No, not yet. But no, we use we use kind of a software that is really amazing. In the past, we used to do the matchings by just the person watching 3 times the make sure that it's the same whale. But now it's software, and well, it's kind of a tool. It's a very important tool to do the matchings, but there's still a lot of needs to double check it with a person himself.
Great, thank you. I know we were talking a little bit about Happy Whale, and it's a fantastic program.
Yes.
Use machine learning to help identify their whales. So
yes,
another
exactly.
really good citizen science projects.
Yes, also in the tours we invite the people to share the picture with us or through the Happy Whale, and then when the season is over, we also send all our pictures to them, and we do the matchings, but we do it kind of a separate, more like a research to research, in order to also put the more information we have about the whale. Because when you take a picture, it's important to know to put the location and the date. If you just share a picture, it doesn't the information is not that valuable. But if you take a picture with the location and the date, also we can work on it.
So their migration from their feeding to reproduction grounds, how long does that take?
It takes roughly like 3 to 4 months. So they're in constantly movement. There are 3 to 4 months going to the feeding grounds, 3 to 4 months on the feeding grounds, then 3 to 4 months and going down to the mating grounds, and 3 to 4 months on the mating grounds. So it's not to complete a year. So it's not exactly, but it's normally what they do. But something that is important to know is they are in constantly movement. So the migration means that they need to move when they find the needs. So there's not enough food here for them to stay. So that's why after they mate, after they have the calves, they need to go to the feeding grounds when they can't find enough food and the quality of the food they need.
Well, thank you, Carl. We're down to our last minute already somehow. So I will go ahead and wrap up the questions part of the webinar and turn it back to you for any last closing comments.
Bueno, my last comment is about keep exploring any ocean for marine life, and you know that also the ocean is together with the land. So if you have a healthy ocean, you have a healthy planet too. So there's also important to protect the oceans, and also like witness a whale in the ocean also change your perspective of living. I mean, it's amazing how you see so gentle big whale in the ocean just swimming and breathing and singing and reaching. It's amazing.
Yes, could not agree more. We all need to get out on our oceans more and support sustainable tourism. Absolutely. Could not agree more. Well, Carl, thank you so much for taking the time to present to us today. And I would like to thank everybody who tuned in. If you're interested in information on how you can travel with NatHab, give us a call at 800-543-8917 or send us an email at info@nathab.com. Our adventure specialists are more than happy to help you. Join us tomorrow for our next daily dose of nature. You can check out this week's lineup, including registration links, on our website at nathab.com/webinars. We did record today's presentation, and the replay will be available on our website soon. With that, I will conclude the webinar. Goodbye, everybody.